when the cold weather finally rolls in. Car batteries have a funny way of showing how old they are by going dead. After 4.5 years of service, Porsche factory battery I bought shortly after I bought the Cayenne failed me on a cold day. If you're not familiar with where the battery placement is in a Cayenne, it's under the driver's seat. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I replace the battery and what to look out for when you do replace it. Stay tuned. The first generation 955 Porsche Cayenne is an incredibly over-engineered vehicle, and they're really proving themselves. As they trickle down into the secondhand market, they're really proving themselves to be an off-road vehicle. One of the neat things they did is, in an effort to keep the weight distribution as even as possible, they actually put the battery underneath the driver's seat in these vehicles. The only thing you need is a triple square socket. And if you own any Porsches, you should invest in a set of those sockets. All right, the first thing you're going to do is move the power seat back as far as you can. And then the next step is going to be removing those plastic seat track covers and getting those out. So that's what I'm doing here. I've sped this up about 4 times, and then I've removed those trim pieces. Now that gives me access to the carpeted trim cover. These are just nothing more. This is held in with a couple of clips. You just have to manipulate it a little bit to get it out of the way. So that's what it should look like when you've done it. Now, using the triple square, I'm taking the seat bolts and loosening just the front ones. You can already see the seat starting to move a little bit under its own weight. Kind of got lost in there, but the seat will then lean back. Okay. I'm stopping the video there because what happened, I didn't realize it at the time when I was recording, but the recording actually stopped. So what you see here is I'm about to move the seat up, and then there are 2 clips on the cover that hold a cover over the top of the battery. With the seat raised or leaning back and the cover the battery cover off, you have access to the battery, and now it's a straightforward process of removing it. Of course, the first thing I'm doing here is loosening the negative ground cable. So then in this shot now, I remove the positive battery terminal. Now in the lower center here is the battery bracket. It comes off with a 10 millimeter nut. And down below, it's tough to see, but there's another 10 millimeter nut down below, and that holds the battery in place. You don't want to shake it. So here I am lifting that mad boy out, and there's a shot. At the lower part is the Porsche spec battery I bought 4.5 years ago, and then above it is the replacement one I just bought at Advanced Auto here locally. It's about a 900 cold cramping amp battery, but literally more than half the cost of what would be for a genuine Porsche unit. I now have a Cayenne that is 16 years old with 177,000 miles on it. So I'm not worried about having replacement parts in it. It's also cool that Advanced Auto is also selling Die Hard brand again. Sears is obviously a shadow of what it used to be. And that's one of the brand names they did sell off. So that's just a nice comparison shot. So now here I am lifting in the battery into the compartment, putting in the corner bracket back in with the 10 millimeter nut. Here I'm actually using a magnetic telescoping tool to get the bolt in and then lowering it in place. And then it's a little tricky to get the other bracket in. And here's a shot of how you put the cover back in. On the back side of that so that's the cover with a filter in it. It clips on in 3 places. And here I am putting the bolts back in place. I've tilted the seat forward a little bit to balance it, and there's a good shot of me putting in the triple square M11 back in. So with that back in, now it's just a matter of putting the carpeted piece back in, making sure the orientation you have is right with the carpet piece, and then the track clip trim will slide right back in. Not shown as I did clean everything. And now I have those back in place. I'm moving the seat forward to make sure everything works. Another thing I did not catch earlier on is on the back side, I removed the seat trim. There's the driver's side seat trim. Fits right in. Oh, there's a shot. Those two trim pieces on the back side of the seat need to come out so that you can tilt the seat forward. Otherwise, it won't move as high as you need to for access. So that's really all there is to it. The hardest part is the heaviness of the battery, lifting it in and out, and then again having the triple square socket. If you found this video informative, I encourage you to press the like button and comment on it. I also encourage you to press the subscribe button so that you know every time I do post new videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Take care.